Hello everybody, and welcome to another Fundamental Games game playtest / playthrough of Die in the Dungeon. Now today I'm playing with a new Game Crafter prototype. This prototype will feature some nice thick tiles, about as thick as a Carcassonne game. It's got the special plastic insert that you might have seen in some other videos. We have the track here. Now the icons have changed since I made this version, but the gameplay is still very much the same. Here we have the new and revised hero board. Now this will increase in size, but it'll serve for tonight. And it's got both the epic heroes and the regular heroes. We've got them. We've got the turn sequence card and the combat sequence card, ability cards, a creature card or creature board, depends what you want to call it. And then of course we've got the very luxurious hero cards. These are very nicely made through the Game Crafter. And so we've got each hero type, some in multiples, and of course the evil epic heroes. And then on the back, my original logo, which is going through a revision as we speak, and the rogues, and so the different levels. So they're all double-sided cards, but I love how the bleed goes end to end, and there will be some changes to the bottom kind of banner type of image, but the general concept of the card will remain the same. And so we're going to see those in play at multiple points in the game. Now keep in mind I'm going to be playing upside down, so if I do anything that looks improper, I apologize ahead of time. And what we're going to do is we're just going to build a random dungeon this time and play through the mechanics. So, how do you build a random dungeon? Good question. Start with the start tile. Put the start tile in the center of the board. Then you need to have the epic party tiles. Now I took one of them out. I'm actually going to take out the hardest one, which I think is the one with the assassin. Take that one out. And so we've got the 3 epic tiles, and so we're going to simplify this game just to show you how the Game Crafter prototype works. And we're going to put them in 3 different spots on this. Actually, we'll do the usual one that we do, or that I do. I'm going to do that. We're going to start with our special mini in the center. Now I've only got the mini for the die roller, but the Troll of Bones can be represented by this guy, no problemo. And then we're going to take the rest of the tiles, which are all kinds of goodies, and shuffle them up. So you'll know that this is completely random. And what I'm going to do is just build a map. Alright. And does this map have to be perfect? Absolutely not. I want to have some dead ends. I want to have some ways to go around the board. And you'll see anytime you build a dungeon, there will be presets in the game, of course. But you have the luxury of doing whatever you want with this game. That's what I love about designing it, is that you can make it how you want it and just have fun with the game. If you've ever played with Legos or building blocks, creating stuff is half the fun. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm just creating some randomized dungeons. There should be somewhat of some control over how you manage the tokens, which I'll talk about in a moment. So you can see there's many different tiles. There's corners, there's straightaways, there's just double ends, all kinds of things that you can do to make it interesting. So for example, I've got, I want to make sure you can see everything on the board. So let's do something like that. See if I have enough pieces to make this even work. So the set that I have designed right now comes with 40 different tiles, and they're all different types of backs in them. And so you can make them connect in different ways. Alright. That's the epic. So we know the epic are all on this end, and that's intentional because you want to know where your final fights are. But to get to those epics, or to be able to defeat those epics, you may need some of the Dominions or the ability boosters. And so that's where some of the fun of the game sets in. So we're going to do it just like that. So we're going to make the epic heroes really close in this game. So if I wanted to, I could just rush right over and try to fight them. But we're going to add that other element to the game. Alright, so there we go. We built this funky randomized dungeon just by trying to match up the backs of the tiles. So now I really have no idea what heroes are where or what devastating tiles are where. Alright, now you could, now that I've got that, I could have them all separated just a little bit. And the reason for that is to flip them over, you're going to want some space between them. Otherwise it's hard to get your fingers around them. Alright, so there's a dungeon. Now, with the Game Crafter, we've got a plethora of nice new tokens, and they're nice little chipboard, which is good. And what I like to do in dungeons is have one of each ability type. So what we're going to do is we're going to split these up around the board. And so these are the basic stats: might and magic, and agility, and wherever it went, ability. Alright, so those I like to have on the board, and then I like to throw dominions around. So dominions are little boosts that you can use in the game to help defeat the bad guys. And I try to make the more expensive ones the furthest to find, or the hardest to find. But sometimes like I could put one there just because there's no reason to go there without having a token on that particular spot. And then we're going to throw a gimme right here in the center. Alright. So when I do the formal dungeon maps, of course I'll have it pre-listed, and I'll give you an example. There'll be maps made like this, and I'll have all kinds of them pre-made and available to either print or pull off online if you want even more of them. And so the idea is that you can have any number of different types of dungeon maps or build your own. But this one, like I said, this one just comes on a whim out of my head. Crazy, crazy head of mine. We'll throw another one there, another one there. There we go. Now, on to the game. Dun, dun, dun. So how does the game work? Remember, we start with dice. So we're the troll. We're going to go with the green dice. These dice will become my stats. 6 stat dice spots, 6 stat dice. Now, it doesn't matter what color, all the dice are the same. The only other different die is the hero die, and that'll be used for random encounters. So first, I place my time die. My time goes there, 20. You'll see the icon for time will have a little d20 on it. Next is my ability die, which at the beginning of the first turn of the game will be at 1. And so that always goes there. Then I've got my 4 dice to layer out as I wish upon its might, agility, magic, and health. Alright, so I am going to be a mighty troll, so I'm going to have my might set to 12 with a d12. Then I'll take a d8, and I'm going to put that onto my magic. d6 for my... Put a d6 for my agility. I always like to have my health higher than 6. 6 is the lowest you can have. And then my health will be 10, which is represented by a 0 on this particular die. If you hear chewing in the background, that's my new puppy. Her name is Summit, and she is learning about life. Okay. Have a sip here, and away we'll go. Actually, I'm just going to have a quick look at the camera, make sure it's capturing all this. We're at 9 minutes already, and I haven't even started the game. That's because I've been describing everything. For you to set up the game probably will take about 5 minutes, half the time, because you're not going to sit here explaining it to imaginary people like I am. And maybe you're not imaginary if you're watching this. Then again, maybe you are. Okay, so what are the rest of these dice for? Why would I have 3 sets of dice? Well, the reason for that is because there are times to upgrade your dice and lots of battles that we're going to have. So what I'm going to do is start off my first turn. And again, you can download these rules for free if you want to have a look at them. Just let me know. And for my first turn of the game, I will gain an ability point. Now, you start with 0, so that's why I put it at 1 when I put it in there. So I gain my ability point. Very, very important to remember that, because should you forget, it could drastically ruin your game. Step number 2, I have the ability to rest, which you don't do at the beginning of the game. Step number 3, I lose 1 time. So I always lose a time every turn. Sometimes you're going to lose more time in a turn, but you're guaranteed to lose 1 because you have no choice but to move, because you are subtly being controlled by some crazy wizard who's trying to purge this dungeon of these heroes. Alright, and then I choose what direction I want to go. So I could forge my way up here and go towards where all the epic heroes are. Chances are they're going to defeat me because they have some high powers. So what you usually want to do is find a way to gather dominions that are going to be useful in those epic battles and getting stat points. And what these do is they will upgrade your die if you're at the highest value, or just give you 2 more points if you've already lost some. So let's say I'm going to go down to this D12 because I want to capture that. So I would flip over the next tile, and that's what I would encounter. So what this says is healers. I'm going to get 3 level 1 healers, and for this I would roll a random hero die. But it does say that it must be a warrior, a rogue, or a wizard. It can't be any other result. So first off, I will roll this dice. All the dice I'm going to roll on this black mat here. And we have rolled a rogue. So with that rogue, that will still be level 1. So I flip through my cards, and you could have them pre-sorted if you have more table space. I don't have a lot because I want to keep it all visible to you. I'm going to have a level 1 rogue there, and then 3 level 1 healers, or clerics. So I would pull out 1, 2, 3 level 1 clerics, and I'll put them all here. Hopefully you can see all that. So there we go. That's what I must battle against on this particular tile. So I will, they always get to attack first unless I use an ability point, which I'm choosing not to do. So when they attack, if they have a rogue, they are going to get to do a agility attack. They would need a fighter or a wizard to do the other 2 forms of attack. So they're only going to get 1 attack even though there's 4 guys. However, the more guys there are, the higher the power is. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They get to roll whatever value you can roll, the minimum amount that that number is. So in order to get 10, they have to be able to roll a d10. Now, 10, and then sometimes the heroes have special abilities. So I'm not sure how well you can see that, but cleric, basically their ability is they have to be defeated first. So if there's a rogue in the party, that guy gets to keep attacking until you've slain all the clerics that are protecting him. So the rogue is going to attack with their d10. They roll their d10 for agility against my 6 agility. So when they rolled a 1, which is a miss. So now it's my turn to counterattack. So my Troll of Bones, I'm going to look at their stats and see they're pretty even across the board, but their weakest stat is magic. Now in order for me to get a magic hit, I will need to roll a 8 or higher than an 8, so I'd have to, or higher than a 7, 2, 4, 6, 7. And I only have a d8, so that could be hard. I do have a t12 for might, and they have 2, 4, 6, 8 might, so it makes the most sense to attack with my might. I don't have any abilities right now, so I'm going to use my d12 and attack with my might, hoping to exceed their 8. So I rolled a 10, so 10 exceeds their 8, and I notice how I said exceeds, which means I get to defeat one of their creatures. So it doesn't matter what margin I defeat it by, as long as I defeat it, that creature is defeated. Sorry, I'm having trouble picking up my card. So then that guy is deceased. Congratulations, Troll. So now it's their turn again. They're going to continue attack, and their only option is to attack with agility. But now they have less. 2, 4 plus 4 is 8, so now they only roll a d8 instead, so their chances of hitting my 6 become lowered because I've taken one of them out. They rolled a 7 though, and that is a hit against me. So now I must choose, do I want to take a health damage or damage in the stat in which they attacked with, which is agility. So I will take the health damage, so that's okay. I don't want to make myself permanently weaker right now. And now I get to attack back, so I will attack them again with might. I rolled a 7, and I only needed a 5 to hit this time. Or no, I needed a 6, but I still rolled a 7. So I would defeat another one of these clerics. They get to attack me again, but now their attack is only a 6. So they rolled a 1, that's a miss. I'm going to attack back with my might, which is a 12, slay the last cleric, and now the poor rogue only gets to roll a d4. And remember, it's always important to roll even if you have a guaranteed win, because if they roll the max on their die, that means they still hit you. Rolled a 3, that's a miss, so I fight back. I rolled a 5, that's a hit, so I've slain the rogue. Now, you could be jotting down on paper all the levels and characters that you beat, but also remember it's on the tiles anyhow. So when you're talking points at the end of a solo game, I do have a ranking system where each hero is worth a point per level of that hero. So I just earn 4 points towards my victory points if I want to compare how well I did this game versus prior games. And so my guy's there now. So a lot of work to proceed one tile, but again, I'm explaining a lot as well. So I'm going to go here, obtain this Dominion, gain 1 ability point at the beginning of my turn, and I lose 1 time. So there we have it. And I proceed here. And what do we have here? We have a Mage Trap. So it's just a level 1 tile, that's all that means, and basically there are difficulty levels of tiles. And when I have pre-constructed maps, it'll state how many tiles you should have or what difficulty level you should have for tiles. Make a magic check. So when you make a magic check, you will roll a die of your whatever check it is. So for magic, I'm going to roll a d8. So I grab my d8, and if I roll, it says if the result is less than 8, I lose 2 health. Now rolling a d8 means chances are my result's going to be less than 8, but you never know, I could roll an 8. I rolled a 4. I'm going to lose 2 health. I could sacrifice 4 magic to up my die up to an 8, but that really doesn't make much sense. So I will take the 2 health damage. I'm down to 7 health on my... If that goes to 0, I die. If my time goes to 0, I die. Alright, so that was not the greatest tile to go to, but I did get a D12 Dominion, so it's a good thing to have it in my back pocket. I'll take my next turn, gain an ability point. Remember, with these, the maximum is a 4, so if you don't use it, your ability points start to become a waste. I lose a time because I'm about to walk around somewhere, and I'm going to travel. Now I don't have to pay 1 to go back here because I've already explored that, so my 1 time just lets me go here or here, or here or here, or here. So I could suddenly go back this way, but I'm going to try to go towards this spot here. I'm going to go towards this grab that, and I found a protect. So protect is level 2 fighter and hero, and each hero must be defeated twice. So it's almost like I'm fighting 2 of them. The difference being that their stats aren't doubled, so it's better to fight 2 guys twice instead of 4 guys once. Hopefully that made sense. So I'm going to find a level 2 warrior, and so level 2s are on the back of the level 1s. I'll put them there. They're just slightly stronger than the level 1s. And a level 2 cleric. Level 1 cleric, level 2 cleric. Alright. So, I could use my roll and doubles power. That would cost me 2 of my 3 ability points. And I could roll 2 dice for all dice I roll this turn and choose the die that I want. So it lets me kind of reduce randomization. Increase the probability of a higher roll. Or I could, at the beginning of the game, you get these 4 ability cards. Every character has 4 cards with 1, 2, 3, and 4 ability points. Once they're used, they're out of the game. So I could have defensive skin or defensive maneuvers, but I'm going to save those. So we're going to go for natural combat, which means there's a cleric and a fighter. The only attack they get is the warrior. They have a 10 attack, so they're going to roll a d10 against my 12. So the only way they're possibly going to hit me is by rolling a 10. Sounds good to me. So they missed, so I'm going to attack back. I could attack their might, which is 10, or I could go for their magic, which is only 6. And I have a d8, so I have a 25% chance on a d8 of hitting them, which is probably better than trying to hit their might, and I don't have enough to even touch their agility. So let's go with a d10, and we're going to fight with magic this turn. This troll has some magical dice or something that they're throwing at me. A 1 is a miss, so they attack back, and again it might seem odd, why am I attacking when I cannot actually hit a 12, and that's because they could roll a 10. So heroes have missed, I attack back. A 3, I have missed, I attack back. A 7, I attack back. A 1, they attack. I attack. They attack. 6, they can't roll 10s to save their life, and save their life that they're trying to do. A 5, still a miss. It's back and forth battle. Oh, they got me. See? I thought I would even take a cleric out first, but no. So they hit me. I'm going to take a point on my might, actually. No, I want to save my might because I'm trying to go get this might token, and the only way I'm going to... Oh yeah, I can go down to 10 and still be okay, because you get +2, and as long as you're at your max after the +2, then you get to upgrade your die. So it's a good thing to remember how to manage your... because if I lose it from health, it's more permanent than losing it from that. Alright, I attack back. 6 against their 6 is still a miss. I'm not going to lose a might to beat them, so their attack, my attack, 7, finally kill the cleric. Now the warrior gets to attack, but they get downgraded now to a d6 because the cleric is gone. 6, that's a max roll, so that's a hit. I will take it down to 10 might, but I'll attack him back with my magic. 10 is a hit. Take down the warrior. So that was a tough battle. Got nailed twice. Didn't even expect to get hit once. And we're here now. On to my next turn. I gain an ability, so I'm up to 4 ability points. I'll really want to make sure I use my ability points this turn. And I will lose a time. So down to 16 time. And we're going to be going here, but before I go there, actually, I'm going to use loaded dice. That's going to use all my ability points, and I'm going to put a d6 on here, and I can use that at any time to modify any die roll, whether it's mine or an opponent's. So it's like a manipulator die, and I like having that with the troll because he doesn't have tons of options, but that gives him options almost on anything. Okay, so I already paid my time, got my ability point, used it, and I go here. So it's a rest. I gain 1 time, so I go back up to 17, but I'm going to leave it at 16 because I'm going to use it right away, and I gain health. That's a good thing. Glad to get health. So nothing bad happened there. So now to go here, I'm going to lose a time. Oh yeah. Yeah, because I was supposed to go to 17, so to go here I'd go back down to 16. I already forgot what I was doing. I will obtain this, and I will gain an ability point. Now, before I go here, when I gain this, I immediately gain 2 points, which will bring this up to a 12, and if it's at its max, which it is, it gets upgraded to a die higher, but at the same value, so this turns into a 12. And so that's kind of one of the ways that you can try to get the best size die you can, so you always have a chance to win. It's much easier to win with a d20 than it is with a d12. So I've got my might, great, and we've already paid our time, so we go here and we find timeless. How fitting. So it says, each time you're hit this battle, lose 1 time, but if you win this battle, gain 4 time. So I'm going to be fighting a level 2 rogue and a level 2 wizard on the back of a level 1 wizard, level 2 rogue on the back of a level 1 rogue. There you have it. So I have 1 ability point, but we're going to let them do their attack. Now they don't have any special attack when there's just 1 of each, so that's okay. And so we'll attack with their agility and then their magic before my attack. So their agility is 11, which means they get to roll a d12 this time against my 8. And that is a 4, so that's a miss. Then they attack with magic. They have a 9 for magic. So when you combine that, they get to roll a d10 against my 8. Or my 8, yeah. So a 9 against my 8 is a hit. They hit me with magic. And the way the wizard reads is, if the heroes hit with a magic attack of 10 or higher, there would be extra time damage, or lose time instead of health. So now, first off, remember I got hit, so I automatically lose a time. That's above and beyond any regular damage. And then I lose either a magic or a health. So I will lose a health and go down to 7. Alright, my turn to attack back. What do I want to attack against? Well, their might is only 4 and I have a d20, so that seems like a landslide victory to me. So let's do that. I rolled a 1. That's a miss. And I can't stop that. That's too many points. So we'll go back to their turn. They will attack with their agility, which is a d12. They rolled a 12. That is a hit. I will take an agility damage because they're going to hit me with agility most of the time anyway. And then they will attack with their magic, a d10. I got a 3, so that's a miss at least. I'll attack back with my critical fail d20. Rolled an 18 this time, that's a hit. So now I get to take one of these guys out. I will take out the rogue because I don't have a whole lot of agility. Alright. Then they're going to get to attack again. But they've only got magic now, so just a d8 to attack me with. 7 against my 8 is a miss, so I get to attack back and absolutely crush them with a 16 against a 1. That wizard went down. So there we go. If you win, gain 4 time. Oh, I forgot I got hit again, so I should actually be at 14 and then go back up to 18. So my net gain was actually pretty decent there. So that tile can be good or bad depending on what stage of the game you're hitting it in. But I've got to use up or gain another ability point, so I'm up to 2 ability points now. And back down to 17 time. If I ever run out of time, game's over, so I've got to keep an eye on that. So where do I want to go? Well, I could float over and try to boost ability points, magic, agility, or I could make my way to the end of the dungeon. You know what, I'm going to go for magic, so we're going to go all the way over here. I used up my thing already, my time. So what we found was arrows. It says make an agility check. If the result is less than 8, I lose 2 health. My agility is a d6, so I'm not going to possibly win that. So I'm going to lose 2 health to this arrow trap. I'm just too clumsy to avoid it. And so that's kind of a thematic part of those as well. If you don't have magic defense, you're probably going to fail the magic check. If you don't have much agility, you're probably not going to dodge the arrows. Now, for ability cards, I don't have it. I have one that lets me have a lucky die. So if I spend 1 ability point, which I'm going to do, I can use this card and automatically win an agility check. So you, my dozens die should do the trick, is what he says. So he automatically won the game, or won that tile with that one. So he's safe. Alright, falling over here. So we're going to lose another, or gain another ability point, because it's the next turn now. And we're going to lose a time down to 16. Not bad, but if I fight a legion of wizards, that could go down real quick. And we will come to this tile. Dominion Revolt. It says here, if you have any Dominions, destroy 2 of them. Take a damage for each Dominion lost this way. So that's too bad. It happens. Could have been anything, but lose those. And now I'm going to go get my magic. So I will gain an ability point. I'm up to 3 ability points. I will lose a time, so I'm down to 15 time. And I will gain my magic. So because that's 8, it becomes a d10. And I'm going to reword it so that when you get the d10, it actually is allowed to go up to the 10. So there you go. Gain 2. And then we're here. So we found a surprise. says the heroes here get 2 attack rounds prior to my first attack. Ooh, this could be terrible. Now it's the level 2 tile, so this is going to be a dreadful tile. Unless I don't roll a lot of heroes. So the first roll is a wizard, so I'll find a level 2 wizard. There we go. Second roll is a rogue, so I'll find a level 2 rogue. There we go. Third roll is a cleric. Ooh, quite an assortment of characters here. We'll find a level 2 cleric. And third roll is a rogue, so a level 2 rogue. Now, we've just found an interesting conundrum here. There is rules in the game for when there are multiples of the same type of class. So for rogue, for each rogue in the party beyond the first, the heroes perform 1 additional agility attack the first round of combat. It's only 1 time, but still could hurt. And if the heroes roll 15 or higher on agility in a combat round, they perform 1 more attack that round. So that is, anytime you have more than 1 hero of the same type, you got to look at this card and see how they affect you. Okay, what are we going to do here? Well, I have 3 ability points, so I can do some roll and doubles this round to survive this combat. And I could prevent anything. All might damage this combat, but there's no might here, so that's useless. I'm going to use 2 ability points. I'm going to go down to 1, and I'm going to be rolling doubles this turn. So thanks to the Troll of Bones pouches of dice, he can manage that. But they still get to attack first. So first thing you're going to do is their rogue attack. And they're going to get to do a rogue attack twice because this card lets them. So the rogue attacks with agility. We have 16 plus 7. They're going to roll a d20 for sure. And all they have to do is defeat a 5. And if they roll a 15 or higher, they're going to get 1 extra agility attack. So first one is a 1, so that's a miss. So that's for that guy. Because there's an extra rogue, they get an extra attack. It is a 12, which is a hit, but not over 15. So I will take a hit to my life, down to 6. Then the wizard gets to attack with 8, 9, 10, 14 is a d20 still against my 10. That's a miss. And then remember that this tile says that the heroes get 2 rounds attack prior to my first attack. So now they still get 1 more agility and 1 more magic, so that's brutal. So agility was an 8 against my 5, so that's a hit. I'll go down to 4, that's fine. And their magic is a 2. Their magic actually missed. Hallelujah. So now I get to fight back. And remember, I'm rolling doubles this turn. So what am I going to fight against? Well, their might is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That sounds like a safe bet to me. We're going to use my might. So I'm going to roll a d20. I do still have my Dominion, but I'm trying to save that for epic battles here. I rolled a 1. That's going to be a miss, no matter how you shake it. So they get to go again. Agility, 14 is a hit. I'll take a damage on my agility. And magic is at 20. There's no critical hits, but if a wizard hits with 15 or higher, you lose a time instead of a health. So good and bad. So now I'm going to fight back with my might. Hopefully not roll a 1 again. We rolled a 3, still not that great. 3, I would need a whole lot more points to stop them, so I'm going to have to let that slide. They get to attack again. The rogue misses. The wizard hits for time damage again. Wizard knows where it hurts. So now I get to attack back. Oh, I forgot to roll doubles those 2 times. I bet you. So I roll doubles, I have a 5 and a 10 to choose from. And again, their might is 3, 6, 7, 11. So I'm going to take that 10 minus 3 from my special modifying die, and I'm going to kill that cleric. So now they attack. Their agility goes down, so now they have 16. They still get to roll a d20. Agility is a 2, so that's a miss, barely. Then their wizard attack is 8, 9, 10, so that went down quite a bit with the loss of that cleric, thankfully. So I'm going to roll a d10. They rolled an 8 against my 10 is a miss for magic. Woohoo! So I'm going to attack them back with my might, rolling twice. I have a 19 and a 5, so I hit with my 19. I'm going to knock out the wizard just so they only get one attack instead of 2 attacks, even though that attack's stronger. So they attack, they've got 16. They roll a 13, that's a hit. I'm going to let it whack against my agility, which is getting lower and lower. I'll hit him with my... I could do might or I could do magic. They've only got 2 defense for magic. Let's do a magic attack, just because. Spice it up a little. I rolled a 6 against their 2, that's a hit, so one guy goes down. And now he just hits me with a d8 against a 2, that's a hit. I'll take a health damage this time. My attack back, I'll use magic again. I have a 90% chance of winning. Hit, and did it. So we have stopped the surprise. That was quite a battle. Alright, we will gain an ability point, so I'm up to 2. Now, I could lose time to gain health. You can lose up to 3 times per turn to gain health, and that's called resting where you are. So there's always a way to convert. But time is important as well, so it depends what you want to do. I'm going to go here just to get one more Dominion. I will... Did I already gain an ability point? I can't remember. I do lose a time no matter what. Oh yeah, I gained an ability point. So I lose a time. Get that. We have another protect. This time they're only level 1, so level 1 cleric and a level 1 fighter. So level 1 cleric and fighter, not too bad compared to what we just went through. But never take a battle for granted. Level 1. And I don't know if I did a close-up of these recently, but love the artwork by Tristram. Love the colors and the glow that they have. And like I said, the iconography is changing, and they are icons being done by Tristram as well. But I'm going to fight these bad guys. I'm not going to use an ability, so they're going to whack me with might. They've got a d6 only against my 12. 2 is a miss, and they don't get any other attacks, so I get to attack back. I'll use my might. I'm not rolling doubles though. So I have a 6 might against their 6, so I'll use this die that I got stashed up here to defeat the cleric. Warrior's going to attack me with a d4, but remember, a 4 is a hit. Roll a 2, that's a miss. I'm going to show this guy what might is. My club, I rolled a 2. That's what I get for getting cocky. Alright, warrior fights back. 2. Now I'm going to hit him with his club. 13. Smoked him. You're dead. Die in the dungeon, warrior. Alright. So I could keep going for my magic. Which actually might not be... Oh, so that's agility. I don't really need that because it would just get me 2 more points. So I'm going to leave that one alone. And we're going to make our way to the end of the dungeon now. So if we go here, it's going to gain me an ability point as always and lose me a time. So down to 11 time. I might actually have enough time to rest in between some of these battles here. But it depends how many wizards I fight. We have another surprise. This is only a level 1 surprise instead of a level 2. But again, the heroes get 2 attacks, so that's a tough one. Got the wrong backing there, but that's okay. So here we go. See what surprise we have. We have a rogue and a question mark. A question mark means I get to choose what hero it is, but I can't choose before the rest of the heroes. So we know we have a level 1 rogue. I'm going to choose for the next one to be a warrior. Why? Because I've got lots of might, and so I might as well take advantage of that. Then the third roll is a choose. I will choose another warrior. Where is he? Alright, and the final roll is a wizard. So we're fighting one of every attackable class now. There we go. And I have 3 ability points. I could do defensive skin, but I'll save that. I think it's just going to be a natural battle here. So with their might, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they get to roll a d12 for might. A 9 against my 12 is a miss. Their agility, and for each warrior beyond the first they get +1. So they actually have a 10 against my 12. Still a miss. Agility, they have 2, 4, 8, 9. So they get to roll a d10. 1 is a miss. So now I get to magic 6, 7, 8, 9, d10. 4 against my 10 is a miss. This troll knows how to kill things, I think, or at least how to block them. So now I'm going to go against their might. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have a d20, so I have a 45% chance of winning. I do have ability points to use up, but I think I'll save them for the next thing. So 18, that's a hit, so good. We'll take out the rogue, because agility is the one thing that I get hit on easy. Rogue is defeated, so they're going to attack with their might. 4, 8, 9, they only get a d10. 10 is a hit. If they roll a 10 or higher, actually they rolled an 11 because they get an extra 1 because there's an extra warrior. But if they roll a 10 or higher with might, while a warrior is in the party, they deal 1 additional damage. So I have to take 2 damage now. If I take it to my health, I could use up my time. I'll take it on my might. I'll go down to 10. This is where decisions really impact the game. And they attack with their wizard, d8. 3 against my 10 is a miss, so I attack back. Gonna smite him with my might. 14, that is a hit. We will take out the wizard. So now they only get a d8 to attack with, so they actually need to roll a max roll. 7 plus 1 is 8, but it's not a natural 8, so they don't get the guaranteed hit. So I attack back. I'm going to attack with magic now that they're got no wizardly support. My magic is a 7. That destroys one of these lovely warriors. Last warrior attacks. All he's got left is himself. Tries to stab me with a d4. That's a 2. That's a miss. And so I'll attack back with magic. That's a hit. Death. Alright. I'm going to move straight up because it doesn't even make sense to go in the corners. When you're designing the dungeon, you kind of have to think about that. Was there any reason to have these here? Not really, other than visual aesthetics. So I'll take that Dominion. Gain an ability point, so I'm up to my 4 max. But I'm not allowed to upgrade this until I used it. So I could have used it just so I could upgrade it, but I forgot about that. Lose a time, so I'm down to 10. And we have healers again, level 2 healers. So there's going to be 3 clerics that are level 2 and a rogue. Level 2 rogue, level 2 healers. 2, 2, and 2. Alright. I'm really going to want to stop this guy because they've got agility and these clerics are protecting agility. So I'm going to use 2 ability points and actually use rolling doubles again, just so I almost guarantee a hit. But they get to attack me with their rogue, which is maximum roll, a d20, because they've got all that wonderful cleric support. 10 is a hit. I'll take my last agility damage. You can't go below 1 on any of these, so now I have to take health damage when I get hit with agility. I'm going to roll a d20 times 2. So I can choose either a 10 or a 13 for my might against their 4, 8, 12, 15. So I will choose a 13, use up these 2, so I'm up to 15, and I will use up 1 might. So I'm up to 16 for my attack roll. Whoops. And this is down to a 9. And that at least lets me kill one cleric, weakening the party. Alright. They're going to attack with their agility. 8, 12, 16. They still get a d20. Not good. That's a hit. It's not over 15, which is good. So I take 1 damage. Down to 4. And I attack back. I get to roll twice. I'm using might again. So we have a 15. Doesn't matter what else I roll because I want to take that roll anyway. So now for agility, they have a d12. They're really knocking at me. They rolled a 4. That is a hit. So I take a damage. I'm down to 3. I attack back with my d20. 18 is a hit. Attack with his 8. Probably still going to hit me. Yep. So I'm down to 2 health. This troll is almost dead. Attack back with my might. That's a hit. Kill the rogue. Alright. We're in a tough spot here, but we do have a cool ability. Being a troll, we have the power to regenerate. So it says to use this ability at any time to gain 1d8 health points. That's, again, playing with luck. And it's going to cost me 4 ability points. So I'm going to have to wait at least 2 turns for that. So next turn I will gain an ability point, so I'm back up to 3. And I'm going to try to save health or my points to regenerate next turn. But I am going to use 3 of my time to go back up to 5 health. And then I'm going to lose another time because I'm proceeding in the dungeon because I have to. So I was here. I am going to go here. We're going to fight our first epic party. So these are level 2 heroes, which include a Paladin and a wizard and a cleric. As long as there's a wizard in the party, every time a hero attack rolls the highest die value, I lose an additional time. So it doesn't happen often, but when you roll a max die roll, you'll lose an extra time. So first off, we have a Paladin. So Paladin is one of the epic parties. There's only 1 per epic tile. And you can see they've got 20 might, 10 agility, 10 magic. These are superstars. And they lead a small pack of heroes, in this case a level 2 wizard and a level 2 cleric. So there's our level 2 cleric who's going to protect the Paladin, and a level 2 wizard who's going to shoot magic missiles and lines to try to thwart me. Yeah. So if I use my ability points, I will probably struggle with my health, but if I don't, I could die. So that's where you're going to make those decisions. Let's see what they're going to attack with. Their might is going to be 25, and their magic is going to be 18, so they're rolling 20s regardless. The Paladin has one other ability, and it says here it takes 2 hits to defeat the Paladin. After it's hit once, rotate it, and then it has to be hit again to kill it. So he's particularly strong. And while the Paladin is in the party, each other hero has +1 to each of their stats. So he's just an all-around buffer. Dangerous epic party indeed. This game is designed to die in the dungeon. But there's a chance that I could beat him. Now, I have to decide what ability could I possibly defeat them with. Well, if I want to hit on a might roll, I would need a 25. But if I want to hit on a magic roll, I need quite a bit as well. Seems like a good time to activate an ability maybe after all. Because I'm going to get hit by the Paladin a lot, but the Paladin attacks with might, so I'm going to use my defensive skin. See that? Defensive. I'm going to use all 3 of my ability points and not worry about my health, because I probably would have lost 3 or more health if I don't use this card. So we use that up. Might rolls don't hurt me this round. So that means the only thing I'm going to get attacked by is the wizard. So if I can kill the wizard, inevitably I should win. And I'm going to let them attack. So they're going to attack with their might, which is going to automatically miss. Then they're going to attack with their magic, which is a d20 roll. All they have to do is hit me with a 10. 11 is a hit. And if they are a wizard, the result is 10 or higher, I lose a time instead of a health. So I'm down to 8 or 5 time. Ouch. Okay, now I get to attack back. Their agility, I don't have a hope of beating. Their might means 20, 21, 25 might. Could beat their might if I rolled a 20 and used up 5 of my might. And then for their magic, they've got 22, which I couldn't possibly roll. And then this is where you can play with the dominions too. Now those are done after your roll so that you don't waste them completely. So I'm going to attack with my might. That's the only hope I have. And I'm going to keep fighting with might until I roll really high. A 5 is not going to cut it. So now I'm going to go back to the wizard and they're going to attack. 10 plus 3. Sorry, they get a d20. So their magic attack is a 20 is a hit. That's time damage. So I'm down to 4 time. Maybe I should not have healed. I'm going to attack. I have a 10. That is a miss. They're going to attack. 18. I lose a time. Ooh, down to 3 time. They know to hit me where it hurts. They know I'm a troll and regenerate, so they're just going to suck my time away. There's a 20. There's a 20. Okay. So 20 is not a hit yet, though. I still need 5 more points. So is it possible to get into a combat with something you can't beat? Yes, it is. Because sometimes the monsters don't win. But you don't want to set yourself up that way. That's why you got to find these ability tokens and dominions. So I've got 25. I'm going to use the d6 dominion. See if I can roll a 6. If not, I'll spend the rest with ability points. So I use my dominion, roll a d6, add a 5 to my roll. So now I have 25. 25 against 25 is not a hit. I still have to use 1 more point. And so now I've defeated the cleric, not the wizard. I want to defeat the wizard first, but alright. But defeating the cleric helps. Now the wizard gets to attack. They have 18, so they're still going to roll a d20. They rolled a 4 against my 10, which is finally a miss. Yay. Now I'm going to attack against their 21. I rolled a 3, so that's a miss. They're going to attack. 18 against my 10 is a miss. I'm going to attack them. A 9 is a miss. They're going to attack me. 16 is a hit. Down to 2 time. I'm going to attack. 3 is a miss. They're going to attack. 20 is a hit. Oh, last time I should have lost magic because it was under. Phew. Lose that. I attack. 18. Ooh. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that and 3 of these. So I'm going to be down to 5. Actually, down to 4. So I'm adding 4 to that to be 22 to defeat the wizard. All that's left is the paladin. The paladin can never attack. So I just keep rolling this until I roll a 20. It's backed into a corner. I got a 19. We'll just take that and knock 2 more off. So I'm down to just 2 might. And it means I still get to roll a d20 for might because I'm still strong. But I can't modify much longer. And defeat the paladin once. And then I gotta fight him 1 more time. That's right. Forgot about the paladin special ability. So technically I can just sit here and roll all night long until I get a 20. Ooh, natural 20, see. So 20, 20. Use my last ability point. So I'm down to 1 measly might. But guess what? I have defeated an epic party. So I feel validated. Okay. That's a lot of work to defeat 1 epic party, and that's why the win condition I'm still working on. Should it be just to defeat 1 epic party? Should it be to defeat 2? Or are you playing a best point scenario? Always curious your feedback, what you think about this game, but the game's not over yet. I still have 2 time and 5 health. Now, with 2 time, not much is going to happen. Start of my next turn, I gain an ability point, and I would go to my next tile. I'd go here. Find some casters. You cannot use might to attack this ground. Ooh, I bet you these guys are going to kill me. Level 2 cleric and a level 2 wizard. There they are. I've only got one ability point, and so I cannot use any of my cards. I've already used what I could. They're going to attack me with 12 magic. 3 is a miss. I cannot attack with might. Their magic is 12. Their agility is 7. Neither of them can I hit with, so I'm going to attack with my magic D10. Here. I have a 6 against their 12. And you know what? We're just going to whip out a Dominion D12. Use that up. And add this. So I had 4 plus 1 is 7. Oh, still a miss. That's too bad. I'll use up my last Dominion. Just to say I got a few more points out of the deal. So that was a 6, 7. 7 plus 6 is 13 against 12. I have destroyed the cleric because I cannot kill the wizard first. The wizard gets to counter attack me. They have a 3 against my 9 is a miss. And I will attack them with my D10. My magic against your magic wizard. 7 against 8 is a miss. I'll use 2 points. Down to 7. There's a 7 on here, I swear. There you go. Defeat the wizard. Ta-da. And we go down to 1 time. So I cannot do any more turns. I gain 1 ability point. And we go here, gain a Dominion. Whoops, I didn't want to do that one. I wanted to fight the epic party. I knew they were there, so I want to finish off the game. There's one more epic party. So this is going to feature the Patriarch and 2 level 4 heroes, a fighter and a rogue. So the Patriarch. Well, let's read the Patriarch. Patriarch adds a d6 roll to any form of attack the heroes have. And they also must be defeated before other heroes. Although any natural max die is a hit against the Patriarch, so he does have a weakness. Alright. So let's find that Patriarch. It's got to be in this collection of cards somewhere. Alright, there's the Patriarch. 12, 12, 12. They help everybody. And then a level 4 fighter and a level 4 rogue. So it's going to be a painful one to finish it off. Level 4 warrior. And level 4 rogue. Alright, it's the last round of battle. I don't have any time left, so I might as well use defensive maneuvers. Each of my stat dice gains +3 defensive for this combat. But I cannot use those points to modify my rolls, so I can't pretend that's a 4 and reduce their rolls or whatever. Reduce my rolls. Okay. So that was that. I don't have any ability points left. They get to attack, so their might attacks first. 15 is a d20. 12 against my 1, that is a definite hit. Because they're a fighter, they roll over 10, they're going to do 2 damage to me. I have to take that to health because I couldn't afford to take it to might. So, whammo, I'm down to 3. And then attack with agility, which is a 28 against my 1. 20 is a hit, so I'm going to take 1 damage, and it has to be to my health because my agility is already at 1. And the way the rogue works is if they roll over 15, they get to do another attack, just once per round. Thankfully they rolled a 1, so they missed on their second attack. So I still have a chance to fight. 12, 22, 27 is their might. You know what, I don't have any scores that can actually beat them, so this epic party made me die in the dungeon. Well done, Patriarch. There you have it. There's a full playthrough of Die in the Dungeon using the fun Game Crafter components. I could tabulate my score by adding up the values of all the things I fought, but I'm not going to waste your time with that. basically I would just add up the tile values of whatever was revealed, or I could have kept notes throughout the game. But I really won't. It's more about showing you how the game works and showing you what kind of score I got. I did defeat one epic party, and that's a very big challenge in this game. Those epic parties are called epic for a reason. And one thing you really got to remember when you're playing this game is the levels, which are going to be clearer in the final version. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed this Game Crafter prototype playthrough of the game using dice from the Game Crafter, tiles from the Game Crafter, these fantastic cards, and just get to see what it's like to play this game. And I hope to continue to work out any of the little kinks or typos or gameplay mechanics that might not be fun, and make it the best game I can for you before it launches on Kickstarter. Thank you for watching.